Warning, spoilies ahead.
I was like, but then like we all enjoy the story though.
Yeah,
But we get
like,
to we're there for the whole thing. Also, we only get to hear the little bits that he talks about, like, because I'm like
Yeah.
I'm thinking to myself like he's sitting there describing the rain,
and you're just like, what?
big old
Sometimes-
fat rain. You're like,
And sometimes it seemed to come up from underneath.
what?
Hi, welcome to the season 6 finale of Two Guys, One Film. I'm Dylan.
And I'm Dane.
Season 6 and Podcasters Anonymous is almost over. It is over after this episode. And they have just moved us to a literal hole in the ground at this point. So I feel like they don't want us. I'm starting to feel like it's a hint, you know?
Yeah. I mean, at least we didn't have to dig the hole. It was already here.
I mean, you always look for positive. You know?
I try.
Yeah.
Well, I try.
Yeah, so cheers. Season 6. Folks, welcome to season 6.
Finale. No guess.
Guess what?
Season finale.
No guess, season finale. Let's do it. Well, for our last second chance movie, I gave a second shot to Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice, which was released 2016. It was directed by Zack Snyder. And this is our second Snyder movie that we've done this season. So, hey, I'm starting to see a theme with me and Zack Snyder.
Dylan's just a slightly Zack Snyder fanboy.
Well, maybe. You know, an anti-fanboy, where the part where I'm like, I don't know if I like that movie. But anyway, it's about Batman v Superman, and there's going to be a Dawn of Justice at the end of it. So, need I say more? I'm going to briefly talk about this, because this is why I'm giving this movie a second chance. The first time I saw this, it was when my brother was working at the Time Warp, and like how they would get those advanced screenings. So, Dwayne Winsletty was like, "Hey, do you want to come along?" So yeah, I went with my brother.
Yeah.
And like we saw it, it was really cool, and I remember like liking it when it came out. And then the car ride home, my brother and I started talking about it out loud. And by the time we got home, we're like, "No, I don't like that. What the fuck was that?" But I have grown. I'm not as much of a comic book butthole anymore, so I went into this with a different state of mind of like, it's not gonna be like the comics. I'm like, I'm old enough now, it doesn't have to be. So I tried to go in with an open mind. So let's see how it went. It's no longer 2016 Dylan of like, I read comics, this is nothing like it. I was that guy. I was that guy who complains about every Marvel movie that's like, that didn't happen in the comics. Boo. That was me. So I'm older now, and I hope I've grown.
We're just gonna dive into it then.
It's just fucking diving. Like, people, you've probably seen it, and like at this point, you guys don't give a shit about the fucking synopsis or whatever. You just want to see.
It's a hard one because it's it runs like a crappy car. Like, it's beat up and it just kind of rolls through and until it gets to the end. Well, that's how I felt anyway.
There's just a lot going on, so it's I can't give a general synopsis to a movie that's got
it was sort of like that had a Nightbreed sort of.
So I think I'll just start off with one opinion I have of it. I feel like this movie suffers from like what Spider-Man 3 was, where it's like too much all at once. And
Yes.
like that wasn't 100% Sam Raimi's fault, but like this was definitely like DC trying to make their Marvel Cinematic Universe. It was the DC Cinematic Universe or Extended Universe. So like they tried to put all in at once instead of taking their time. So it's like, let's just put almost every character from DC in one movie. And
So like at this point, was
This
DC
was
like trying to catch up?
Yeah, and this was
Okay.
the second movie in their DC universe. The
What was
second
it?
movie. The first one was Man of Steel. Like that was like the
Oh
start of
yeah.
it.
Oh man.
So like in the second movie, they're like, "Hey, we got to catch up. I know Marvel's been doing this since 2008. We got to fucking catch up. Let's put
Well, it's a
all
bummer
of it in."
because they had a chance. I think. Like I don't know.
I feel like if they just slowed down, took their time, and focused on one thing at a time, they could have done it. Like I mean, they're limping along. The only successful movies that I like from DC are not part of this universe. Like the Batman, the Matt Reeves Batman, that's not part of this. The
Yeah.
Joker, that's not part of this. Those
Yeah.
separate movies are so good just on their own. You don't need to do a universe, DC.
Yeah.
You don't have to be like Marvel, be something different. And when you're different, it's really good. So anyway, but like I think we all know how Batman starts. We all know where Batman came
Yeah.
from.
I was like, oh
And,
boy,
like-
got a sweet origin story.
And it's
put
like,
that
it's-
right in.
It's like I feel like they should have just made a Batman movie, so that way
Yeah.
we can establish Ben Affleck as Batman, and like he was really trying to do the Frank Miller Dark Knight Returns
Yeah.
kind of a thing. I like there's a lot of like
And
even the
I could
look.
and I could see that, and I kind of I liked the look of it.
Yeah,
It's just
And
like I
it
said,
makes-
it's clunky. It's just
I like that approach to it because it's like a good way to write in like, oh, why is our Batman older? Oh,
Yeah.
he's like been doing this for 20 years. He's like been away for a while. So like that,
yeah,
we could have just done that. We could have just done like a Dark Knight Returns basically.
yeah.
But, we got to introduce Batman into the second movie. But whatever. The part, I don't know if it was a dream at the beginning, but when he starts getting like lifted by the bats,
Yes, I was like,
is this
what the
real or is this a dream?
No,
Like,
it was a dream because because
Okay.
I was like, oh, what? I'm like,
Yeah.
that didn't happen. I was thinking, I'm like, man, it's been a long time since I've seen any comics, but I really do not remember that.
Oh, like,
And then it was like, and then I had that dream
Oh.
again where the bats lifted me out of the. I'm like, oh, okay, it's a dream. Well, that makes sense.
the one thing I did like, and there's a lot of aspects of this movie that I liked, and I just wish it wasn't all crammed into one. I wish it would have just been a separate movie, but like seeing the other people's point of view of what happened during Man of Steel and like the aftermath of it, because you always see in movies just like
Yeah.
shit getting blown up, like seeing the post like cause of that and like the repercussions, that's cool.
That was cool.
That was cool to me, of like seeing Batman watch the like Bruce Wayne watching all this shit get destroyed, his building, people that he
Yeah.
knew like dying, and then like Senate hearings of like, oh, this guy is like fucking dangerous, why isn't he helping everybody, what's the such and such, like that part's cool. I really liked seeing that from like a different point of view.
There were a
instead of,
few
like,
things though where
"Yeah,
where
kicked his
Batman was
ass."
talking to him about like, we're talking about like, oh well, it's like millions of people or like thousands of people that die, and I'm like, oh yeah, because it's okay when you kill 10 to 20, that's
I don't
fine.
kill.
Like
I don't
bullshit,
kill.
dude.
He did. He fucking murdered
Bullshit,
so many people.
dude.
in this movie.
like,
So like,
like no,
Yeah.
some of those guys are not coming back from that shit,
dude,
dude.
he like people blew up and he just like ran over people's faces in that one scene.
Seriously,
Like
it's
I feel like, and I mean, to be fair, this Batman is older, and I don't think they ever once stated in the movie, I don't. That's not my code. I don't go that way. So he's just like, fucking Batman kills. Oh whoa.
Yeah, I'm Batman. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm a vigilante.
And why-
But then, like
okay,
the
so, like-
the whole pitting them against each other just felt so.
We'll get to that,
I'm getting kind
yeah.
of ahead of myself,
So-
but it was just.
A part that I didn't understand, it was so weird. Like, Batman's coming back. I don't know if he was ever gone. I don't know if they talk about it. But, like, those cops go to that house where there's, like, that human trafficking going on. And they see the guy, he's, like, locked upstairs. Why was he up in the corner?
Right. I Okay,
Like
that
he
was
could have
like
just been like down in
that
the
was
shadows,
the last
but like,
that was the last note I took. Like Batman,
but like,
chilling in the corner. What's up? Why is he? Yeah,
but like
like
in the sea, like I mean, I get
he
it.
just
He's like
it
a
looks
bat,
so
but he like
awkward because he looks way like he's like I feel it's like he's this far away from the ground.
yeah, and it's
He's
like
grabbed
he was
him in
trying
this
to
corner.
get. It's like he was trying to hide and get away. Like oh shit,
Yeah.
shit, 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 and just like this is a classic thing of like if I stay still, they won't see me.
Yeah, and then like
Ah, and then done. He totally kills people because when he brands them with the Batman symbol, people who go to jail get murdered who have that.
right.
So he doesn't always directly kill, but he basically does.
But
which
I
is-
mean, just because he's not like literally. I mean, but
Yeah.
again, in the movie,
he does.
he's
There's
killing some
moments
people.
where he
There's some
fucking literally
yes.
kills some people.
I don't know. Like, I didn't dislike Ben Affleck's Batman though.
No, I thought he did pretty cool.
I was like, okay, you know what? Like, I enjoyed the Batman. Didn't really care about his Bruce Wayne. I feel
think
like
that's
I feel like everybody can kind of do like a rich, like wiener dude, you know, like.
and
so,
I think that's not the part of Batman I care about.
yeah,
I don't care about the Bruce Wayne of it. The movie's called Batman. I want to see Batman,
yeah,
which is why The Batman is such a fucking good movie because he's like Bruce Wayne, probably like 5 to 8% of the movie. The
Well,
rest
that's-
of it, fucking Batman.
yeah. Because like
in
again,
the Batsuit.
who cares about what the hell Bruce Wayne's doing? I mean, okay, fine.
Bruce
That's
Wayne
when he
doesn't
does
even
like
care what
his
he is.
yeah,
You know.
and he just maybe he does a little spying, does a little
Yeah.
espionage.
Which
as
it
Bruce
like you know,
Wayne,
there's
but I
always
mean,
that point to be made of like Bruce Wayne is his mask. Bruce Wayne is the suit he puts on. Batman's the real him. You know.
yeah, oh, wow, it's so deep.
Lois Lane does an interview with some terrorist. I don't know why.
All
I think other than to just
introduce Lois Lane.
yeah,
That's what
but
it
like,
felt like because like I didn't was she
Oh.
in it at all before she ends up in the
yeah, she was in Man of Steel.
No, I mean I didn't see Man of Steel.
Oh yeah, I've seen it. I've seen parts of it. I don't think I've sat down.
Yeah,
front
like
to
I've
back.
seen it like a little bit like on TV
Yeah.
and I'm just like eh. I probably changed the channel because it was eh.
I think okay, knowing what happens, did Lex Luthor hook that up and send her there just to bait Superman? I feel like that's what it was because all his cronies were already there waiting. So was he like anonymous tip of like, oh, I can set you up with this terrorist because you're a reporter, and it's like that's what you want to do, and it's like why are we like. It
His
is
plan
weird.
is just
It's
it's
convoluted and there's way too many steps to it that you could
Yeah.
have just like you could have like cut a lot of that out. He was like
Yeah.
he was trying to do like Chancellor Palpatine and like
Yeah.
really do like lay the breadcrumbs in this long thing, but like Palpatine's a Sith Lord and he took his
yeah,
fucking
and it
time.
was like it wasn't just like you know in the span of 2 hours. It was like I mean I know
And it wasn't like it wasn't him like going like, "Oh, I'll send Anakin some pictures that I wrote on."
Yeah.
It's like, no, I will
Like,
fucking
what is that
manipulate the
even-
galaxy.
Like first off, like what does that even like do? And I'm like, who do you think that is? Do you think Superman is like sending you those? Like,
No,
what
I
did he
think it was,
that
like- I think it was that guy who worked for him who got his legs cut off. It was on his checks that Bruce Wayne was sending him. So it
Oh.
looked like that guy was losing it, you know, and going like, you know, I'm a person like you don't care Batman or Bruce Wayne, like open your eyes. So like, but you know, it turns out, spoiler, Lex Luthor wrote those to help. And like, it's not hard to figure out who Superman is because doing this, who am I?
Superman?
Who am I? Nope. Now I'm Superman.
Oh shit.
I'm Clark Kent now. I'm Superman.
Just kidding.
So like it's not hard for like Lex Luthor to figure that out, but like how the fuck did he figure out Bruce Wayne was Batman other than like cuz he doesn't spend time on Gotham, but maybe he's just like I don't know.
they're
How
just
did he find
across
out?
They're just right across the way.
Right across the bay. You just take
Yeah, dude.
you take a ferry across and like
Boom. You're in Gotham. Boom.
Boom.
You're in Metropolis.
Metropolis. Boom. Take a chopper. You'll be there instantly.
Yeah, like super quick.
I don't know the geography in the comics of how close
I
Metropolis and
didn't.
Gotham are, so I
I
can't.
didn't think they were that close at all, but
Who knows?
yeah,
And then once again, hey, it doesn't have to be comic accurate.
no, no.
Write whatever you want. I'm trying to get. It's the end of the season, folks. I'm trying to. We watched a lot of bad movies, so I'm trying to go out like on a bang. Like okay, Superman like saves Lois and he blows up that drone, and it turns out Jimmy Olsen, who was in the comics a reporter and a photographer, was a CIA agent and stuff. And like
And
this, and then they make it look like Superman killed all those dudes
yeah,
with their magic bullets, and then they burn the bodies. Which they didn't explain the bullets. Do the bullets like disappear
yeah. I
after they're
didn't.
in a person? Like, why would Superman use bullets? But like, I know they burn the bodies, but like, what's with the magic bullets? Other than to help Lois find out it was Lex Luthor. I feel like that was the only point of special bullets.
The weird bullets. Because didn't she
Yeah.
end up? She found it in like that, like
In her-
what was it?
in her journal.
Her journal thing that somehow stopped it or whatever.
Yeah, so like,
But yeah, it
'cause
doesn't
she
make a
takes
lot of
so
sense.
many
And how does it
notes.
survive that if it's just supposed to like be magic and you
because
can't find it?
yeah, they never explain what it's supposed to do other than it's like,
Because like she
it's a
confronts that
specific-
dude, and then like he's just like, basically like it doesn't even matter, stupid.
Yeah. It's just a fucking bullet, and then does that cool X-Files thing of like, we're gonna meet on a park bench in the Capitol. I'm gonna wear a baseball cap so no one knows who I am.
Yeah. Who likes baseball?
Ooh. There's a bit I wrote down. So like, just like Superman keeps going randomly to, they like write him in to randomly keep going to Gotham. And the part that was hard for me to get behind was like Superman being suddenly so against Batman's being a vigilante.
Seriously,
if
and just being
Batman's been
that invested in it, like, and that quick,
instantly
just
like,
because
he
he
should
sees him on
be
TV
stopped.
branding some guy.
And then like, yeah, he goes and sees like the after effects of like what happens when Batman does these things to like these people. But like, if
See, and that was one of
he's
those
been-
things where I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me, dude? Like, literally,
You destroy
thousands of people die
buildings.
when you do stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
I
I don't
know you're
know
like
if
saving the
Batman's-
day.
I don't know if Batman's killed thousands of people. I mean, hundreds maybe, but
I remember this being a problem the first time I saw it and thought about it is like Batman's been Batman for 20 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
How is Superman, Clark Kent, just now hearing about Batman?
right?
Like I feel like the Daily Bugle, Daily Planet, I fucking forgot. Spider-Man has the same fucking name for their paper.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure they would have done reports on Batman. So like Batman would have been known in Metropolis. So why is it suddenly like Superman's like, who is this guy? He must be stopped.
It only felt
Vigilantes?
like that because like he was starting to get a little bit of heat.
Mm-hmm.
You
So
know,
he's like,
and that's
"Oh, I
all I
gotta
could
find it
see
on somebody
because, like,
else,"
you're
yeah.
right. Like, I thought about that too. I'm like, how does he not know about him? How do they not know about each other? You know?
Well, he knows. Yeah, I mean, like Batman only finds out about Superman after he blows up half a city. But like,
Yeah.
I feel like the only reason Superman became so quickly against Batman was just because they needed a reason for him to like fight Batman, to be like, ooh, this fucking guy. Like they just needed that reason, which in honesty, just them kidnapping his mom and forcing him to fight, and then him trying to go get Batman's help, and then Batman just kicking the shit out of him. That's reason enough alone to be like, all right, fuck you. I'm gonna kick the shit out of you. Put you in your place. Not instead of
Yeah.
like, oh, this vigilante must be stopped. Ooh, he's causing
Yeah.
problems. Like just something as simple as like, oh, he's kicking the shit out of me when I'm trying to like stop him. I'm gonna
Yeah.
put him in his place.
Yeah.
That's all you needed.
Fight him really hard and then be like, dude, our moms
I
have the
fucking
same
enjoy-
name.
Okay, let's talk about that. I'm
Dude,
just gonna jump around.
oh
this
my
movie.
God.
Let's go back to classic Two Guys One Film. Let's fucking jump around.
Sorry. Excuse me.
It's Christine brought up a terrific point. This has been discussed online and made fun of quite a bit. If you haven't seen it, Batman's got Superman under his boot, and he goes, "You're killing Martha. save Martha. And he's like, why'd you say that name? And it's like, in the writer's room, Christine brought up a great point, is like, there was probably a battle where someone's like, hey, why doesn't Superman just say, you're killing my mom, go save my mom? No, but Martha's their names. They both have the same name, Martha, we should use that. Like, I feel if he would have just said, save my mom, Batman would have been like, oh, he is a person. He has parents. Like, maybe I shouldn't kill this
that
guy.
whole time he's sitting there going like, you're not fucking a god, you're not anybody, you don't even fucking belong here. You're like the whole time he's talking about how he just is not human pretty much, and like he doesn't deserve to be like saving people, and like he's a piece of shit basically, even though it does, like at that point to him I'm just like, oh, that doesn't make any sense, dude, because like you're sitting here talking a bunch of shit, even though like part of the stuff that you're talking about is shit you've also participated in.
Like that, it's so fucking funny of like, the things you think you could get away with. I'm like, dude, you do this.
I'm like, so you're fine. It's fine for you, Batman, because eventually someday you're gonna die.
Yeah.
Like it's just like what happens after that? Okay, well, he's gonna kill Superman. That was the point, you know. I guess. I'm like, man, he could have just fucking killed him instead of wasting his time giving him that little scratch on the cheek for some reason. I was like, what the hell, man?
I don't know if he was just trying to like. I mean, he was like going up for the final blow.
Yeah,
I'm sure he's like having a change of heart, but like, it's just. This was my problem the first time. The reason they fight doesn't make sense. In the comic book for The Dark Knight Returns, made sense. It was like this old Batman, and it's like the older, full of himself fucking Superman,
Yeah.
And like they're sending like, it's been a while since I've read it, but I'm pretty sure like they send Superman to try to stop Batman or some shit. I don't remember. Put it in the comments, folks. Whatever.
Yeah.
That makes sense, but to do this in one movie where they just meet each other, it's not like as impactful, and it's like, well, we gotta find a reason for them to fight. Like they could have just like teamed up. I don't know.
Well, they
you didn't have to do. You didn't have to do The Dark Knight Returns and The Death of Superman in one.
All in one movie. Yeah.
All in one movie. Like those are separate. Down the road is definitely a Death of Superman is like down the road.
Yeah.
But yeah, Lex Luthor gets some kryptonite and he hates Superman too because hey, he does in the comics, so he has to now.
Yeah. Why does he hate him so much? Just because he's like he's a god?
Powerful.
Oh, okay. So he's a god, but he only helps people, which apparently he doesn't think you should do. You should just kind of just be like
a regular god and watch and watch
just sit back and watch everybody just die, but like, or just like fight amongst each other, and then what though? Because like he was killing aliens right in the beginning.
Yeah,
like was it some sort of alien thing
going
on?
It was General Zod. It was
that's right. Okay,
so like you want him to just like watch that shit take over, and
because that's what then Zod would have taken over Earth,
and you guys would be all crying,
and then it would just been like enslaved fucking humans.
Saved us.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
why wouldn't he say? Because I'm a god, dude. I don't do that shit.
Yeah. I just watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't. And Lex Luthor, like, he is the worst part of this movie.
Yes.
Like, Jesse Eisenberg's portrayal of Lex Luthor is the worst part of this movie. And, like,
I don't remember him having like this lame like wannabe Joker.
Oh, and I'm this awkward rich boy that talks like this. Like, why? Why does he do that? Other than like, I'm gonna play Lex Luthor zany and like, oh, really smart and awkward. I'm like, no, dude.
Like he was smart and just like a dickhead.
He was just like
whatever.
Like that would have been much cooler. Like I feel like they cast him because they wanted to do that. Like, oh, we're doing like a guy you wouldn't expect to be in this kind of role It didn't pay off.
No.
It pays off in other times. Like Bryan Cranston in Breaking Bad paid off because you're like, oh, that goofy dude from fucking Malcolm in the Middle.
It works because like his transformation through that
from goofy guy.
It's crazy. It's intense. And it's really good. And he is a phenomenal actor. That's a
We're not talking
whole
about
nother
Hanson.
like ball of wax right there, man. That's
But I feel like they were trying to do that. They're like, let's cast like a goofy actor to be in this role so we can be like, whoa, he's
I
really
can't
good, but he's not.
I can't really recall a movie that I like him in. So I was just like, oh yeah, I forgot he's in this. Great.
Yeah. He's the worst part.
Yeah.
And he has hair. Other than the end when he goes to prison and then he's got the Luthor look. It's like, just make him bald.
Yeah. Why wouldn't he just be bald?
Yeah, they
'Cause
just
he
made him
started out that way.
a rich, whiny, spoiled butthole.
Yeah.
You know, and like I didn't understand his motivations most of all for hating Superman.
His motivation was stupid. You're not
Yeah.
like a regular god, so you have to make them fight each other.
Yeah.
That's the
I
only
don't-
thing I could kind of be on board with. I'm crazy and I just want to see these two like fucking titans battle it out.
Yeah. Which
Fine.
that I did like that. I know like we've been like up and down about this, but like
Yeah.
manipulating both of these guys into like hating each other and fighting was pretty cool, just not executed very well in a
Yes.
way.
Yes.
Like there was parts of it I was like, oh, that's kind of a neat idea, but then when something else would happen, I was like, oh, I have pictures of your mom. Instead of you just flying up in the air and using X-ray vision to find your mom and just fucking instantly saving her, I'm gonna go make you fight this guy. Here's some Polaroid. She's gonna die in an hour.
Yeah. If you don't go fight Batman.
Your time started. You had 1 hour, and now you have less time because I don't know how much time has passed in the editing room. It could be different. It could be 20 minutes, but if we take off footage, it could be 10. So I can't say it's been 20 minutes. So I'll just
Some
say
time has passed
you
because
have
I don't know how
some
to read
time.
a timer.
Why is it like a kitchen timer? Like
I know.
there's a line that made me laugh, and I was like, Lawrence Fishburne's great. He's such a dickhole too, and I love it. So Clark Kent gets invited to Lex Luthor's party. So does Bruce Wayne, because like obviously he knows who they are.
Yeah.
But he's like, "Oh yeah, you already got a paid ticket, some charity case. Someone who must have a thing for nerds." I was like, "Dude, fuck you."
Right.
Fucking call me a nerd just because I have glasses and I want to do proper reporting and not about sports and Gotham. Yeah, send me over to Gotham to do a football story when I could have just fucking called over the phone and been like, "Hey, what was the match like?"
No,
Oh, cool.
you need to stand there.
You need to be in Gotham to
Yeah.
fucking interview people about
Some
sports.
fucking sports team.
But I'm gonna go off on my own and be a private investigator, news reporter. Like Lois is good at that. You're not good at it, dude. Fucking
Yeah.
stop. Like she's way better than you. Don't try to fucking solve stuff by
Lois is just
investigative
fucking
reporting.
crazy. Like, what's that, terrorist? I'm on it.
I'm on it. And just
need a
first
helicopter.
question: are you a terrorist?
Yeah. What?
Like, and doesn't even follow up of like, oh, that's what some people are calling you. It's just, are you a terrorist?
Yeah, you a terrorist? Some hard hitting
Boom,
journalism
right
right
for the
there.
fucking throat, dude. Like, yeah, she's just nuts.
Yeah.
Give me a chopper. I gotta go to where a fucking giant battle's going on. Like, if I was that pilot, I'm like, no.
I'm like, I am not going over there.
Like that. Where do you need to go? Towards that fucking bright light and lightning. No, you're good. I'm not flying in
I'm
there.
like, I'm not flying you there.
Yeah.
I'm like, tell you what, I will fly you kind of close to it, and then you can walk the rest of the way or get a
Yeah.
car or something, because I'm not going
I'm
to
not-
fly. Like, there's
I'm
no
not
way.
flying.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to fly a helicopter into that electric.
There's a
Like,
storm going on, lady. I can't fly through that. My instruments are gonna go off the yin yang.
I mean, like, okay, if I can see, like, giant lightning bolts from the other side of the bay, no, I'm not flying into it.
Yeah. Keep dreaming, lady. Jog on.
And then they do it anyway.
Yeah. Well, she's
You
Lois
good?
Lane. I'll do anything for Lois Lane.
Yeah, because
The,
she's crazy. She's just
I mean,
going right into shit.
As the general says in the bathroom when she shows up, with balls like yours, you belong in here.
Right?
You got big balls, Lois.
Yeah,
Big
Lois has
ol'-
the biggest. Hers are
ol'
bigger than
balls.
Clark's, man.
It is sad how like more hardcore and not afraid of death she is than Superman. And
Yeah.
Superman's like literally invulnerable, and he's like, "Well, I don't want to do these things," and she's like, "I don't fucking care. I'm gonna go."
Yeah, I almost
fucking
got
straight
shot
up-
with a magic bullet, and it barely got like got
I
stuck
was
in my
being
book. It
held
almost got-
hostage. Like, whatever.
Yeah, this guy was like about to fucking torture me until you
I'm gonna
showed
go
up.
straight up, go to a general and being like, "Are you guys helping pay for rebels and terrorists?"
Yeah. You know some terrorists?
Meanwhile,
There's some
Batman's
terrorist
like,
activity
or
going on?
Superman's like, "I'm gonna go to Gotham and ask some people about Batman, and then I'm gonna go back to the Daily Bugle and be like, hey, we should talk about Batman." And Lawrence Fishburne's like, "Fuck you, do some fucking sports."
Talk about sports.
Yeah, I'm your fucking boss.
Get to
Nobody,
work.
and then once again insults like Clark Kent. He's like, "Oh, nobody wants to hear about Batman from fucking Clark Kent or whatever."
Yeah.
It's like nobody's like going through the paper of like, "Oh, I can't wait to hear a Clark Kent article."
Yeah.
Awesome.
Batman.
The new Clark Kent is out.
Oh boy.
Alfred was really cool. There's one thing Batman movies do right is always making a badass Alfred. Like Alfred's
Right.
always cool.
Yeah.
Always cast well too. Like
Yes.
even like
Yeah, even I was thinking that the other day. Even like Batman Forever and like just like
'cause he-
Batman,
yeah,
you know.
because it was the same Alfred through all those
Yeah,
Like
all the way
the-
up to
and
was
Robin,
it was he
yeah.
in Batman and Robin?
Yeah, I think he dies. Or no, he's on his deathbed. He's got that like disease, and Mr. Freeze's wife had that same thing. And so like he ends up getting saved by like Mr. Freeze's science at the end. But like even he was cool. He was a cool Alfred.
Yeah, they
You
do
know?
a really good job casting Alfred.
Michael Caine, fucking great Alfred.
Yes.
Jeremy Irons, loved him as Alfred. Fucking dope. Andy Serkis makes a terrific fucking Alfred. So Alfreds are good. It's like doesn't matter how shitty the Batman movie is, Alfred's always cool.
There's a good Alfred.
There's always a good Alfred. And
I
if
mean,
you're
I wouldn't
gonna...
say that's like saving the movie, but
No, but it's always like that's the one character where you're like, we're gonna get this right.
they
We're gonna
always get
Alfred
it.
right.
Yeah, he was really good. Jeremy Irons was really good.
And I liked his like hands-on building.
He reminded
the
me
shit,
more. Yeah, he reminded me more of like
like Whistler.
cartoon
Yeah.
Alfred, where he would be
Yeah.
like working on Batman's gear, like when he
Yeah.
came home and
And that's
stuff.
really cool. Of like, oh, I'm gonna build shit for you. Oh, I'm gonna be your eyes on the ground and like,
Yeah,
over
and
on
he
the
like and
computer.
he flew the
the drone,
yeah,
the Batwing.
going into drone mode, so we can just jump through the window or whatever.
Yeah. They're on the third floor. I'll send you on the second. Well, what about the fourth so I can drop in? No, you're gonna go from below. Okay, Alfred, you
take
know
from below.
best.
Yeah.
Like,
All right, Alfred. Well, he's been, I
Yes,
guess
sir.
he's been taking care of him since he was a kid.
yeah. Always a good Alfred. There's
Yeah.
always. Michael Caine's offer is cool. Yeah, and he helped build
Yeah.
some kind of shit with Batman, like when he's like helping him build the suit at the beginning, you know, and like, oh, these came from like a toy factory or whatever, and like, you know, the carbon fiber's not right. We need to do some other ones. Like that was cool. There's always Alfred's always fucking cool, dude.
I did like the bat suit in this one.
It was cool. I like the like weird carbon fibery like
Yeah.
overlapping things, you know, and like
And it seemed
The-
like there were real suits in this.
yeah. Yeah.
Wow. It's crazy how much better they
Green
look, you know?
Lantern? Green Lantern?
Okay,
'Cause it's
there are a few spots where it's very obviously not. But when they're doing
It's
the
when it's
close-ups,
necessary.
it's a suit. You can
Like
see it
when-
fold and wrinkle and it looks right.
Like once again, CGI when it's necessary. So like when Batman has to like pick up Superman or like do a fucking jump in the air when he's in a metal suit,
Yeah.
use it then. When he's
Yeah.
just walking around, real suit.
Yeah.
And like action scenes, use a real fucking suit. Like it's
Yeah.
it's not hard. It's fun
And
to build a suit.
that
I'm
was
sure
done
it's fun.
well in this
Yeah.
movie. That looked cool. All of it looked
Yeah.
really. It was done well. Like, yeah, you can tell where the stuff it is, but it was fine.
And it was like what we've talked about before, like they don't do over the top really get a look at CGI people.
Yeah,
Like the Harry
like
Potter
when they would
situation.
do the suit and stuff, it'd be
Yeah.
like dark, you know, and
And
you'd
real
see
quick-
like flickers. Yeah.
Yeah. Not just like, hey, let's hyper look
Let
on
me
it
just get
well
like
away.
super into this. I want to show you the detail
Yeah.
of the computer generated suit we
One
made.
One thing that I thought was really cool is instead of Bruce Wayne having to put on a voice, they had that voice
Yes.
modulator thing, and like like Alfred trying that thing. I was like, dude, that's fucking genius. I like that. Getting
Yes.
that weird like voice. It's like cool. You don't have to
It made
pretend. You're just
sense.
yeah. Like that's
Like it makes more sense that he would disguise his voice that way.
yeah. Instead of
So
like
just going,
having
oh,
to
I'm a Batman, Batman,
yeah.
because I mean, like,
I'm Batman.
I want that Batman, where he's
Yeah.
like, where he's that's his disguise
It's
voice.
it's
I'm the
what
Batman.
it's what's his name? Fred Snyder, what's his name from B-52s? He's gonna be
Oh,
the new Batman.
yeah, he's
Yeah,
Batman.
yeah. Let's go, Robin. Stop right there, Joker.
That would be awesome.
You could definitely tell though, like Zack Snyder definitely was like, "Ooh, I want to get certain shots from The Dark Knight Returns." Like, there's that whole scene of like Batman with that rifle, just on
Yeah,
top of that crane, because like he had that rifle in the comic book, and like that part where he, like lands against the wall when Doomsday and like that lightning bolt hits in the background. I was like, all right, definitely some fucking Frank Miller Batman going on there.
and I did like his like dream sequence of Superman,
Dude, the nightmare sequence, I could just do a movie of that.
right?
Which, okay, I have seen the Snyder cut of Justice League. I was curious.
Uh-huh.
It's fucking 4 hours, and
Jesus Christ.
it does have cool aspects to it. I just wish there was more of the nightmare stuff, because that was really cool. Like seeing the aftermath of like Darkseid taking over and like Superman becoming like a fucking villain. That
Yeah,
was fucking cool. Like just Batman straight up using a gun to kill people. And he's got
yeah,
that like trench coat with the fucking
yeah.
goggles and stuff. I was like, dude, this
But I
is
was kind
fucking
of thinking to myself, like,
sick.
would he still dress like Batman? Well, I guess so, because like his gear is pretty much bulletproof. So
Yeah,
because I mean
so
that
it's like
guy tries
keep
to
it.
shoot him in the back of the head and it
Yeah, it's
just
like
bounces off.
yeah. It's like yeah, you got to keep that intimidating look, you know. Like
Yeah,
those, that was
and
a
it
cool
looks
sequence.
cool. Like yeah,
Yeah, and that whole like introduction of like future Nightmare Flash coming back in time with like his Speed Force suit, you
yeah.
know, like and his fucking weird mustache of like it's Lois, which honestly wasn't. I don't remember a lot of the Justice League movie, but I don't remember like Lois being the key and being about her. I mean, like in this movie, it just seems like Bruce let her die or something, and like you know,
Yeah.
Superman was like, "She's my world. I'm gonna kill you for it by crushing your chest or punching a hole through it." I don't know.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what that was about. Like,
Yeah,
is he like stopping your heart? I didn't know that Superman had that power.
yeah. It just
Like,
seems like he just was like almost like you
yeah,
know Temple of Doom kind of a
yeah,
thing.
like
Like
he's
I
pulling
just
his heart
imagine him
out.
going Kalima Shakti Day.
Just pulling his heart out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
tear his heart out. Great, that just ruins everything. Get them.
But yeah, that was a really I liked the nightmare sequence. That was cool.
Yeah, that was really cool.
But that's one of the things about this movie that I like. There's cool stuff. It's just it doesn't feel very like linear, if that makes sense. Like
Yeah,
it's again, that's why I get back to like it being clunky, because you're like, wow, that's cool and it makes sense, but it's just like you said, there's stuff that could be cut out because it's not necessary, and it just feels like, dude, okay, we'll stop with the filler because the movie didn't need to be that long.
yeah,
And if you're gonna make it that long, then just focus on something.
yeah. Like it's definitely like they had these really good ideas and good parts, and then they were like, okay, well, how do we get from here to here?
Yeah,
But it's like it's, and like I know these parts are really cool, but just focus on one of them. You know, maybe bring the other one up later. You know,
yeah,
like it's. I get it. You get excited when you're making a superhero movie, like let's put it all in there. But like sometimes you gotta take a step back, and you gotta be like, let's focus on one thing. So like that's why I wish they would have just made a Batman movie, like make a Superman movie, make a Batman movie, or make a second Superman movie, and like introduce Batman at the end of it, then make a Batman movie. Like there's a whole reason
yeah,
Marvel was successful with it, is they like step by step, baby
yeah.
steps with it, you know.
You know, and then cramming all the extra like
Hey, by the
people
way,
in, like
Wonder Woman's in it. Hey, by the way, we say General Ferris. I'm pretty sure that's, Carol Ferris or something from Green Lantern. Hey, Jeff Johns might be in it. Hey, we're going to say other stuff that's from other DC stuff. It's like, okay. Hey,
Here's some
Doomsday's in
Flash.
it.
Ooh,
Aquaman's in it.
a
Cyborg's in
cyborg
it.
for some reason.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell? Because at first I was like, who is this?
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, cyborg? Really?
I do appreciate Lex Luthor giving everybody a little logo on
Yeah.
his computer. Like like him knowing for some reason that she's Wonder Woman. Like, I'll put a WW for this guy that can run fast. I'm gonna put a lightning bolt. For this guy who's underwater, I'm gonna make a cool little A because I'm guessing
Yeah.
he's an Aquaman. And for this robot guy, I'm gonna put a C for cyber. Like, was he the one that did he have a team design? Like, guys, I want you to make a logo for each one of these metahumans. Like,
Yeah.
just roll with it. Oh no, he wouldn't do that. Like, yeah, just roll with it. Let's do. Everyone, make a sign for one of these metahumans and just go for it.
Yeah. But then he's got to also like have a little weird freak out too.
Yeah, temper tantrum.
Yeah.
The whole thing with like the grandma's piss or something, it didn't make sense the first time, and I was really trying to pay attention to that the second time, and it still didn't make sense. Was she like, you can get it, piss in a jar and say it's grandma's tea or something like that?
Still not gonna get me to drink it, like no matter what you
Yeah.
say about it. And then like the whole like jar on the table thing, I was like,
How did
really?
nobody see that before? Like, oh man, there's like, who put that there? Is like,
Oh hey,
okay,
your
somebody
peach tea's ready to go. Why don't you go ahead and have a
We
sip
just
of that? Drink
put
it
it
up.
in a jar. We put some plastic over it. Like, hey, somebody just dropped your peach tea off. The story of that is interesting. Like
Mhm.
the Senate trying to hold Superman accountable because like people are going forward, and like Lex Luthor using these people was cool.
Yeah.
Like giving that dude that lost his legs a wheelchair, which ends up having
Yeah.
a bomb in it. But like giving him the opportunity to like go in front of these people, having that one lady like lie about like her family dying,
Yeah.
like that was cool. That's a cool manipulation power move that like Lex Luthor had. Him just like, oh, I'm gonna go into the spaceship and find out everything about Krypton and make a clone for some reason. Like that part was like really,
Yeah.
really weird and far fetched. But like the cool like little manipulation part of it, I like that aspect. I was
Well,
like,
isn't that what
alright.
Lex Luthor would like normally do? Because he doesn't really have any
Yeah.
powers or shit. Like I think in
No.
the cartoon, I remember him getting like some sort of power suit to fight.
Yeah, he's got like that mech suit thing
Yeah.
that's got like I think kryptonite in it or maybe not.
Yeah,
I think
something.
I'm thinking metallo.
Whatever it is, he can fight Superman with it.
He's like the bad version of Batman where he's just rich. That's
Yeah.
his superpower. He's
Yeah.
just rich,
Yeah,
Yeah,
He's-
that's
he's the butthole Batman.
I liked
But
that.
I think it would have been cooler if he would have been more on the side of like being more manipulative and on like a little bit even more behind the scenes than he was.
Yeah. Or even like a person that's like upfront advocation of like, oh, Superman needs to be brought to justice, so
Yeah.
he looks like
Okay,
the
see,
good
and
guy.
like that is what Lex Luthor did in the cartoon. I
Yeah.
remember him being that way. He needs to be brought to
Yeah.
justice. He's a fucking like terrorist, pretty much. He can just go around doing whatever the fuck he wants. He's like he's nobody can control him. Like it's bullshit, and that's why Lex
Yeah.
Luthor was such a like turd toward him. Also, he's like
'Cause
the
he was using
anti-Batman.
that, like,
Yeah,
Yeah, he was like using his power, making himself look really good and being like, if I look really good and people listen to me, they'll do this shit. So like if that was the way they went with this, which nobody would believe that from this dumb fucking Lex Luthor.
yeah,
So they could have just changed that up, like you said, make him like more behind the scenes, more like a front man of like, hey,
yeah.
I'm
Like he
suave.
pops out, but he doesn't. He's not like. See, and that's the stupid. Like he didn't need to be all he could have been way more calm and collected like he was. I like to go back to the cartoon because I don't remember
Yeah.
Lex Luthor. I don't love Superman, so it's not like I read a lot of Superman comics.
Yeah,
I think
like,
maybe zero Superman comics.
yeah, like that's what's cool about Lex was like he was, and like they try to say it in this movie and it pissed me off. He's like, oh, he who has is power of knowledge is powerful, but that's not true. Who has knowledge is not powerful. And it's like, all right, dude, shut the fuck up. Like I think I liked the other version of Lex because he was fucking smart. He was
Yeah.
like a good rival to Superman, like an actual fucking rival because he was like smart. He used his brain and he knew how to win like that. You know?
Yeah.
He's just the worst part of this movie. Like the more I talk
Pretty
about it,
much. I'm just like,
fucking Lex
man.
Luthor was the worst part of this fucking movie. You could have done anybody else. Like, I mean, I guess it has to be Lex Luthor, but like,
Well, it could have been.
why not? Why not like Brainiac? Why not? You know, anybody. But fucking
It
Lex Luthor.
still
Or
could-
just do a better Lex
Yes,
Luthor.
that could have been a better Lex Luthor, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know who I would
Yeah.
cast as him. Some tall,
Someone
bald
who's
dude.
bald. Yeah, I don't know. I got nobody.
Or maybe, you know, he could have not done the stupid, like, hey, I'm kind of like the Joker thing and just been bald from the beginning.
Yeah, and just been like calm, cool, and collective, like he said.
Because
He's
that's
just,
not like his real voice that whole time.
No.
That's not how he talks. I've seen him in other stuff.
Yeah. Whatever. Fucking Lex Luthor.
Awful.
I do want to talk about the fight. I do like how, like, you know, Batman gets pushed to his limit, just straight up fucking breaks into LexCorp and steals, which that was a really cool small shot. And I wish they would have had more of it, but when they're watching that security footage and he like drops from the ceiling and takes that guy, but his like eyes are glowing.
Yeah.
Like, because I was like, dude, that's fucking sick. Just like, whoosh. I'm like, show more of that fucking Batman. Yeah, dude. But I like him. Once, you know, they want to do like the Dark Knight
Yeah.
Returns. He's got like the fucking metal suit, you know, and he's got like the kryptonite shit. Like, I feel like the lawyer from Clerks cartoon of like, oh, the pod race was pretty cool. Like,
Yeah.
the fight scene was pretty
Yeah.
cool, you know.
I enjoyed the
It's
fight
obviously
scene.
the
But what was...
it's the part that's the biggest part that you're like, oh,
Yeah.
we gotta have this. It's the lead, like, you know, it's the part you have to have. It's the cool part.
Yeah. That I did enjoy that.
Yeah.
It was fun watching him duke it out. I was like, all right, cool.
It's like catches their grenade and then it's like, pfft.
Yeah.
That was cool. That's fear. Do you feel it? That's fear.
Yeah. Feel it. Breathe it in.
Breathe.
Yeah, get it on. Get on. Oh, come on, breathe it in more. I'll be afraid to huff that in.
Shotgun it for him. He's like,
Yeah, just
Gotcha.
grab him.
and that rant, like,
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh, well, I was just thinking to myself, I'm like, man, like, is it like a kryptonite like gas? That would be awful
Yeah.
for him to breathe
Yeah.
in. Like,
because it's so, like, that's just micro. It's just, I mean, it's dust, but like,
Yeah.
fucking, like, tearing
deteriorate
apart
his
your
like lungs.
Yeah.
And his esophagus.
It's like lungs melt in his body.
I felt bad for Superman every time he got hit with something that was kryptonite. I'm like, God, dude,
Yeah.
it just seems like unfair. I know that he's like ridiculously powerful.
But like, that's fucking hard, dude.
Yeah.
It's like, he doesn't know how to fight because he doesn't have to like know cool moves because he's fucking Superman. All he has to
Yeah.
do is punch somebody.
Yeah.
So like, when he was actually like weakened to the state of a man, just getting his ass handed by Batman because Batman knows all
Batman's
these
beating
fucking
the
fight
fuck out
moves.
of
It's
him.
like, there's like those parts where he's just like against a wall and just like, bah.
Well, there's that part where
like,
Batman just
bah.
grabs him and just like slams his face like into the wall, and I'm just like, good
It's
God.
so fucking cool.
I know.
It's like drops him off some fucking balcony and like, yeah, that was a cool scene. I like him like with the cord, you know,
And he,
like
like,
the bat
drags
thing. He's
him.
like dragging him, and then he's got like that cool like flying him like a kite thing. Where like, I do like that aspect of like the bat claw thing. Like had a wench in it that was like really
Yeah.
strong, so he was like able to like swing him around. And, like, it's fucking cool. Like
Yeah.
the pod race was pretty cool.
It was. I enjoyed the pod race. It was great. That's what I'm going to call the cool part of a movie that's not that great anymore.
full
The
thing.
pod race.
Pod race. Yeah.
The pod race is pretty cool.
The pod race was.
Now, if you see, if you're watching, that means you're going to be in on that inside joke. So now you can use it too.
Welcome to the inside joke. The introduction and like shoehorning of Wonder Woman, like I get they're trying to make a Justice League movie. It just wasn't necessary other than like they needed another super being to fight Doomsday at the end.
Yeah.
So like there's that part where like they're fighting and Batman's just standing there like, yeah, I'm gonna sit this out. And
Yeah.
it's like,
There's not,
"Oh,
well, there's not really
God,"
much
it's
he
like-
could do. I mean.
Yeah, like, oh shit, I forgot I'm just a human.
Yeah.
I'll just watch.
I'm just gonna. I'm gonna crawl under this.
It's fucking
It's like a
cement
wedge of
thing.
cement. So you guys got it. I'll pop out
Oh,
when
shoot,
when
the-
I'm needed.
Yeah, I'll shoot the grenade when I'm needed. And then, like, suddenly I had, like, that part where it's, like, Doomsday sees him and he's like, fuck, I gotta do something. I'm like, this is Superman. And then, the smoke grenade, I don't know. I was
Yeah, then he
prepared
shoots
for
that
fighting
smoke
this guy."
grenade. I'm like,
It worked, though, because then he, like, hid behind something and the dumb old Doomsday was like, whoa.
is that how Doomsday came about?
No.
I was
He
gonna
just,
say, I'm like,
a-
I don't remember him being a fucking clone from like the goo inside of
Yeah.
that ship.
blood of my blood. Like, yeah, I think he was just, like, just an alien that
That's what I thought.
knew he could kick Superman's ass, you know, but I do like how, like, when you hurt him more, he was, like, glowing and, like, ripped off his skin and, like, was growing the spikes like Doomsday's supposed to have. It sucks that he was, like, some dumb fucking just tank of a monster, you know? Like, I
Yeah.
liked the intelligent Doomsday, but once again, hey, write what you were, right? Whatever.
Yeah.
You're trying to cram everything into one movie. Fuck it, that's how you gotta do it. Just go for it.
Pretty much.
So then they fight.
That's
You
a
save
long
Martha.
fight scene.
It really is, too.
But like,
which
what's
is,
weird about it is it seems like a lot of, bam, they're launching stuff, and then Wonder Woman and Superman just kind of like blocking stuff. And there's a lot of
Yeah.
like weird, like looks like sound,
Yeah.
I guess, because normally
Yeah.
that's how like sound waves are depicted in movies, where it just kind of blurs the air. I don't know if that's like
Yeah.
real, like
I feel like maybe like a shockwave is, but I don't know. And like, it's
know.
like when you see like a explosion go off, it's like that blurry like
Yeah.
like shockwave.
But I've never been around a huge explosion, so you know.
I've never seen a monster explode stuff, so maybe it's accurate, maybe it's not. She does a lot of. I like how just her shield protects her whole body, and like her legs aren't like. I know she's Wonder Woman. She's like, you know, invulnerable basically too, but her
Yeah.
legs aren't like burning from like a fucking blast of like.
Yeah, she has like
laser.
zero like any like blemish
Yeah.
from anything that's flying around. Like
Yeah.
there's stuff flying around. It ain't just lasers and shit coming out of their eyes.
And what the like? I know it's like an Amazonian sword, but if it can cut through Doomsday, then she could fucking cut Superman's arm off.
Right?
Because it's gonna have the same structure as a Kryptonian, because it is, and maybe because it's got human blood in it. I don't know, but like she just fucking straight up cuts that thing's fucking arm off. I'm like, what the hell is this fucking sword?
Well, I thought that too, and I'm like, then what's the why? Why do you need the kryptonite stabby?
Yeah,
like,
just
why
have
just
launch
stab
her at
like
her.
stab him in the fucking chest?
Yeah, but we have to have a sacrifice because we all have to end up forgiving Superman at the end because he saved everybody.
It kind of pissed me off the way Superman was such a whiner toward Lois Lane the whole time. And I know he like loves the shit out of her, but
He's
it's
just trying
just
to
it's
protect
just
her, but he's still
very
like, why didn't you tell me about this?
yes, like he just has that like wiener boyfriend that's not like it's like dude
She
grow
definitely-
like come on dude, like chill out. Like she doesn't need to tell you every single thing and stop being a big baby about everything. Like
Because you know if she's in trouble, you're just gonna go save
Yeah.
her. But like you can definitely tell who wears the pants in
Yes.
that relationship is.
which is
Lois
crazy
in charge.
because like he is an all-powerful like god being. So it's just like
And she's just like, no. I didn't tell you this because you're gonna act like this.
yeah.
Shut the fuck
Now
up.
get in the bath
Don't
with your
even say
clothes on.
goodbye. when she's like going to DC, you know, to find that person with the bullet,
Mm-hmm.
and like he's in the office, like, why didn't you tell me? And she just fucking bolts without saying goodbye because like Lawrence Fishburne's talking to him. She's just like, peace. Like I don't want to have this fucking discussion. I'm not fighting with you.
Yeah, goodbye. Like, oh.
Oh,
There's like a whole lot of like him just looking all sad at the camera. Like, oh,
Which I gotta get. You want to do the, you know, for being the most powerful man in the world, like, you know, he's a softie and stuff like that. He didn't have to be such a baby. He didn't have to be like, I'm scared,
well, and
Lois."
of course it always has to have that like, oh, well, I don't know. Even though I've been doing the right thing my entire life, I don't know if it's a good thing anymore because everybody's
Yeah.
getting all pissed off at me. Okay, well, maybe because you're so powerful, no one can really do anything. So yeah, let them be pissed, but maybe watch what you're doing.
They're gonna be scared. Yeah.
You know, maybe take a little bit
Like-
more precaution instead of just like whipping your laser eyes around like it. Like,
Throwing somebody through a building. It's like, yeah, people are gonna be scared of a person who can do that.
yeah, and especially if you don't give them time to get the fuck out of there.
but he's got to climb up a mountain for some reason. We don't know why.
Yeah.
And he's going to see the ghost of his dad piling rocks for some fucking reason.
I didn't understand that. I was just like, wait, so I thought he was dead. And I'm like, wait, okay, so he's
Yeah.
like envisioning him. And I'm like, what, did they go up on this mountain and build a pile of rocks together? Like, what is the significance
No, he
of
never
this?
left Kansas. Like, I don't know why he's building the pile
But
of
then the rocks are there after he disappears. And I'm like, wait, was Superman piling those up?
Yeah.
Or did... And I was confused with that scene. I'm like, what did that absolve anyway? Because he was already...
He learned... And it's not even like it was a ghost or like his actual dad. It was like him talking to himself in his brain.
Yeah.
And making up that story about his dad, you know, diverting a river that ended
And then
up
killing a bunch of
flooding
horses
another...
or something. Yeah.
Yeah. And then he came to that in his own mind. So it's like, all you need to do is like meditate on a mountain. You didn't need to have this vision of like the fake ghost of your dad giving you advice that you're giving yourself in your fucking brain, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I do want to go off for a second about how his dad dies in Man of Steel. Is like, in most depictions of Superman, his dad dies of like a heart attack.
Yeah.
You know, which like is cool because it's something Superman can't save somebody from.
Yeah.
He's like, I can save people's lives. I can't save my dad's life. He's dying of a fucking heart attack, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the Man of Steel, it's like on the highway, there's a tornado coming and a bunch of people are hiding under an underpass, which that's not going to save your life, people. Sorry to tell you. But like his dad goes to the truck to save like the dog, and then like it's too late. The tornado's coming after him, and like, you know, Clark was about to go use his super speed, and his dad's like, don't, because people are going to know who you are. Don't do it. And then just like closes his eyes and gets sucked up by a dumbest fucking way to kill Pocket. Just like the don't do it. Like he could have done it and super fast and just told those people don't say a thing, because who the fuck's gonna believe these people? Like, I saw a guy run super fast and save another guy during a tornado.
Yeah. Like, seriously.
Weird, dumbest fucking reason of like, how'd your dad die? He got sucked up in a tornado.
Yeah, because he wouldn't let me save him.
Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it. Even I told you people should accept you for who you are. I don't want you to show your powers so people can accept you for who you are. Like,
because they just
fucking hated
won't.
that.
They should, but they won't.
Yep.
But then they do, but then they kind of don't at the same time, because you keep killing a bunch of innocent people.
Yeah. I do like that scene when that shit fucking explodes, though. Just the way like that guy's body in the wheelchair goes like, second,
Yeah.
the whole place is like, boom.
See, and then there's another spot where he's just standing there. I was
Yeah.
like, oh. Like, so is it making you feel better to stand there and watch everybody burn to death? Like, get
Yeah,
out of there, dude.
Screaming like, if I run, I look guilty. Yeah,
You're gonna look guilty anyway. You didn't burn to death, so. But then I don't know like who would believe that Superman would go there just to blow the place up.
Fucking scared Americans. Like,
'Cause they're
there's those
stupid.
dumb Americans out there like, let's make a dummy of Superman and burn him in the fucking streets.
Okay, yeah,
Like,
and that reminds me of like Men in Black when K and J are talking about well, people can understand. He's
person
like,
is
yeah,
smart.
a person is smart. Yeah, people are dumb, stupid animals, and you know it.
it's fucking
and it's true.
So get enough of them scared. Yeah, let's burn him.
And then
Superman.
you're like, yeah, that's not gonna happen. He could kill all of you easily.
Yeah. I just want to know Lex Luthor's end game. What was his end game?
Get rid of Superman.
Obviously, like, you know, Batman killing Superman or Superman killing Batman. But why make a giant doomsday abomination? That thing kills Superman but survives. How the fuck do you stop that? How do you control that? You're not going to be like, you're my pet now. I made you so you control. Like, what was his end
I
game
didn't.
in
So
that?
like, and then so he didn't have any control over that thing?
No, because that thing was about to kill him, and like Superman stopped it. So then it fought Superman. So like, there's no way you're going to control that. Where did you think that was going to go from there? Like, yeah, if it kills Superman, what next?
Yeah.
Like, now this thing's on a rampage, and like, who cares?
Guess I'll
I
just
have a
have to.
spaceship.
Yeah, it's fine.
I know everything about Kryptonian stuff now.
Which was like, okay, so he just sits there. He sat there learning a bunch of stuff in the gross like water.
about Krypton.
And I
Which
thought it
got
was
chunky at the end, you know?
yeah. And I also
It's
thought
like
it was a
a
little weird that like that the ship would just be like, all right, I guess you're assuming control, even though you're not a
yeah,
general and you're also not from Krypton.
Krypton.
And yeah, it's cool. And he's just
Hey,
like, yeah,
by the
it's
way,
mine now.
this
The
was
ship's mine.
oh, this was banned by the council. You can't do this anymore. Where's the council? Good point. I guess I will. The computer could have just been like, nah, dude.
Yeah, no,
I'm a hyper intelligent AI. No, I'm not gonna do
no,
this
I'm
for
not
you.
gonna do this. You're some
Hey,
random
you
human.
said it, partner. You're in charge. There you go, partner.
Well, you
Sure
have
enough.
you have the fingerprints of Kryptonian.
Good enough. I can do a body scan and find out you're not. But hey,
Yeah.
fingerprints are good.
He like literally
Cuts off the
breaks in there,
fingerprints.
and
Yeah.
the AI is still just like, all right, you can have it. Make a
So
giant.
everybody else, scientists and military, have been in that fucking ship. And all you got to do is take a key out, put it back in, and you're in charge. It's a reset button.
Yeah,
You push the little reset in the back of your Tamagotchi, and it's back to new.
yeah.
You know, you just say, "I'm the leader." Like none of the fucking scientists or military people did that.
Ever.
Lex Luthor was the only genius to be like, "If I pull this out,
Yeah,
ooh."
because they never touched anything when they went in there. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, don't touch anything.
Just look at it, guys. We're good to go.
There's no way we can learn anything by touching or taking samples of things. So just
Or
look with
taking
our
it
eyes.
apart.
We look with our eyes, not with our
Not
hands.
our hands. Okay. Hands in pockets, guys.
Yeah.
Okay. I also hate his quote. I don't hate the sinner. I hate the sin, and your sin is existing. So you hate the sinner
Yeah,
because I'm sinning.
yeah.
Because I exist. That's the fucking dumbest line. Lex Luthor is the dumbest fucking person in this movie for being this genius that like devises this plan. Like somehow you did it. I feel like somebody else did all the work. The lady that you blew up probably did 90% of the work.
Yeah.
And you come out with lines of like all, I don't hate the sin, or I hate the sin, and your sin is existing. Baby. Like,
I wish more people would have done that to him in the movie, like where you said stuff and they were just like,
I'm supposed to be afraid of him.
like, come on.
This guy's supposed to be a big deal. What? So Superman dies. They do a funeral, whatever. And I don't like how quickly Batman thinks that Superman is his friend. Like, dude, I'm sorry, I just tried to kill you. Suddenly we're friends and let's team up. But at
Yeah.
the end, he's like, I failed him in life. I won't fail him. I'm like, you didn't even know him. How did
what are
you
talk-
fail him? What did
yeah,
you
when he said, I'm like,
fail?
well, what the fuck are you talking about? He slungshot himself into him. Like, he didn't do anything.
That's because I fought him and I didn't believe him. Obviously, he forgave you because he didn't
Dude,
fucking, like, he asked
You
for your
wouldn't
help
give him a
still.
chance to fucking talk.
I failed him in life. I won't fail him in death. What did you fail? You
Like,
guys
oh my
weren't
god,
friends?
what is it with you guys? Like, the superheroes. I messed up one time and now it's,
It's all on
gee,
me.
it's all on me. The whole thing. Oh. Like, you're only saying that because he's fucking dead. If he was here,
Yeah.
you guys would both be going like, oh man, so many people died. Oh, it's all our fault.
No. Oh no. Yeah. Like,
We're gonna
I
sit
don't-
around feeling bad for ourselves and like
That's why
have zero repercussion.
That's why I feel like that would have been more impactful had they taken their time. They would have made Superman and Batman as like friendly as friends as they can be, which was always like Batman or Superman really likes Batman and Batman's like, I don't keep anybody close. Having
Yeah.
that relationship and then Superman like fighting Superman and then Superman dying, that makes more sense of like I fucking failed him because
Yeah.
like we were friends and stuff.
Yeah.
But being
When you
friends
know
for a whole
him-
20 minutes and it's
Yeah.
like I failed
Like,
him.
a little
I
bit
made a
friends.
promise, you know. Allies, a truce is what you guys
Yeah.
were. I failed him in life.
Yeah, for the like 20 minutes that I knew about him in his life.
The weirdest scene. They're at the funeral. Diana is talking with Bruce, and he's like, "We got to find these other metahumans because something's coming." And instead of going, "Oh, I had a dream and somebody saw me," I have a feeling. It cuts to that scene of Lex in prison, and
Yes.
Batman suddenly gets in. I don't know where those two guys went, and like is threatening him. Is gonna like put the brand on him, and like Lex is like, he's coming. It cuts back to the funeral, and Lois still has the soil in her hand. So I was like, wait, that
Yeah.
was a flashback? Or did like, because he shows him like walking up. Has she been
Yeah.
sitting there for like a whole day just like
Oh,
holding
there
this
you are.
soil? Oh, let me drop this in. So like, that's like a weird flashback. Like that should have taken place before the funeral because it was just so weird to like go
Yeah.
back
Dude,
to
that's
the
why I
funeral,
was
the
like,
same scene.
that's when I was texting you last night, going like, God damn it, what the fuck is going on
Yeah.
with this movie?
So, like, I feel like that's probably a scene they wanted to add, or maybe it was in the original. I don't know, but like, just put it before the funeral or
Yeah,
after the
that needed
funeral.
to
Like,
go.
after the
Yeah,
funeral ends, like that could have been the ending of the movie,
yeah,
right there. Darkseid's coming. There was Steppenwolf, not the band. Steppenwolf, the dude. He's got the mother box cubes. He's the message. He deletes. Why? I don't know why they're recruiting Lex Luthor. They're like, oh, this dumb fuck. We don't need him. We're fucking
yeah.
all powerful beings. Why the hell would we need it from this whiny turd? Like, I don't get that part. And Lex Luthor's not in Justice League, so obviously they didn't need him.
Yeah.
And once again, Snyder Cut Justice League, it's got some cool pod race scenes in it, I will say. Shouldn't be 4 hours, but hey, whatever. The pod races are pretty cool.
I don't think I'll be checking that out.
I will, I mean,
Would
It's
you
4
suggest
hours.
it? Do you think I should watch it? Does it make the movie much better that I would like be like, okay, well maybe it now I love Lex Luthor.
no, he's not in it, so it's good.
Oh yeah, okay, Justice League, sorry.
Yeah. So like I don't
4
know.
hours though, man, that's a long
It was
movie.
rough to watch. Like I took a break. Like I'm like, what is this, Lawrence of Arabia? Why the fuck is this 4 hours? Like it's cool. There's cool parts of it. Definitely could have been cut down. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a signal in the sky. I'm seeing it right now. It's a giant P and an N, and it looks like someone's here to save the day. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I feel like I'm in danger of not having enough nerdy
I think you are in
material
danger.
in my
I think
life.
you
know?
are.
Like,
I
who's
don't
gonna
think you're
come and
the
save
only.
me?
You're not the only one in danger.
What
The
what's
viewers are
gonna
in
save
danger
me?
too. They're in danger of not seeing more nerdy things. You know who's coming to save you? Project Nerd.
Oh.
Project-nerd.com. That's the signal that's in the sky. That's the signal that's
Wow.
in the corner over here.
That's the signal. That's what's gonna save us, not Batman. Project Nerd. Go
Yeah.
check it out.
Go check it out because you're going to find all your nerdy content like us there and other nerdy stuff.
Project-Nerd. Check it out, folks. Love you. Goodbye.
Yeah, I guess we'll do final thing
Okay.
here because I was
Quick
gonna
thing.
say this is the thing about like these movies in general. Doesn't matter if it's DC, doesn't matter if it's Marvel for me.
Yeah.
They're just, and I hate it's not that I hate it. It's just it reminds me of like, okay, so you remember in Green Lantern where we thought it was kind of goofy that he used like a Hot Wheels racetrack
Yeah,
to
yeah,
save.
yeah.
Okay. Most of, if not all of these movies kind of feel that way to me because it's a lot easier to swallow things like that when you see it in a comic as opposed to seeing it all happen
Yeah.
on the big screen. I mean, and I'm not saying that like again, the pod race scenes are fucking cool.
Pretty cool, folks.
But that's how I feel about these, and I know I probably could get a lot of flack for that, but that's just kind of how it feels. Like where they all kind of have that like goofiness to them, and it's not that
Yeah.
I dislike it because I know
Yeah.
that it's not. I mean, it's obviously not based in reality. It's not. And I know that's not what it's for. It's
Yeah.
it's an escape, but that's me, I guess. That's just
Yeah.
kind of the way I felt. Like after Iron Man, that's how it started to kind of feel to me.
Yeah. And honestly, like, I'm pretty burnt out on superhero movies. Like, Avengers Endgame was honestly the end for me, for Marvel. Best way to sum it up. I know it's a fucking easy cash grab, and Disney and Marvel are going to take off with it. Of course, they're going to make more movies. I was just burnt out after that. And honestly, like, none of them have jumped out. Like, I've seen a few after that. They're okay. None of them jumped out. Best superhero movie I've seen thus far has been The Batman. If we're going to go off, like, major DC and Marvel, The Batman was cool. Grounded in fucking reality. Cool fucking story. More of a crime noir than it is a superhero movie. Like, I think because it was different, it was fresh. That's when I was like, oh, fuck yeah. But I'm like, I liked superhero movies. I'm so fucking burnt out. fucking Marvel.
I guess
and
it's
DC,
they've just got that like same formula,
yeah,
and it always just felt the same every time they came out. Oh man, it was so cool, or it was the buttholes that were like,
Yeah.
well, they didn't do this and they didn't do this, and every time I ended up being around a person, I'd barely say something, and then I get an earful of why I was either wrong,
or great,
or
yeah,
what I didn't see that was going on, or why certain things were going down. And I'm just like, okay, well, I mean, I'm not that invested in it. I just kind of watch it as a movie,
yeah.
So chill out. But again,
All
I don't
right,
hate it. So
yeah,
just so everybody knows, like, I didn't hate this movie. So, like, I didn't really dislike it either. Now, like, when I think about it, like,
yeah.
but it wasn't like, it's not something that I'd be like, oh, guys, you guys wanna, I'm gonna, you know what? Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice. We're watching it now, and then I'm gonna rewind it because it's a VHS apparently, and we're watching it again.
And then what we're gonna do is we're fast forward to the pod race scenes.
Yeah, because those are the best parts.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll give it. I'll give it a 6. No, I'll give it a 5.5. Fucking whatever that shit's. His spear is made out of the kryptonite spears. 5.5.
5.5. So that's pretty good.
Because it's that goofiness, but like I don't hate it.
Yeah.
Kind of feeling to it where I can accept it for what it is, but this. Anyway, go ahead.
I was that comic book butthole when I first saw this. Absolutely tore it apart. I have grown as a human being. I have realized that movies are movies and comic book movies can be adaptations because movies about books are adaptations, and you don't have to be a butthole about that either. Honestly, I thought I was going to hate this more watching it again, and this has been the we have watched a lot of movies that have pissed me off this season, and it's great that Green Lantern and Batman vs Superman were the only ones that I enjoyed.
Yeah.
And those were the two that I was like, fuck those back in the day, fuck those comic book movies, but I'm like, oh, those are actually enjoyable movies. And then the other ones I watched, I'm like, man, I got a fucking bad time with those. So it's a good way to end the season. It's not bad. It's not great. It's not gonna be. It's fucking, superhero movies. It's just way too much at once. It was ambitious. I know they had to try to keep up. Pod race scenes were pretty cool. Honestly, didn't hate as much as I did. I feel weird giving Zack Snyder this rating, but I might give it 6.9, maybe 7 Marthas.
Oh shit, dude! Wow.
Honestly, because it's Zack Snyder. It's not great, but it was fucking entertaining. It was long. Had some parts that were fucking annoying, but at the end of the day, it was an entertaining movie. Pod race scene was pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a 6.9. I don't want to give him a 7 because it's Zack Snyder, just out of spite. But 6.9 Martha's. Hey, Zack Snyder, you made up for yourself from fucking Dawn of the Dead. It is weird that Green Lantern and Batman are the two best movies we watched.
I know.
And those are
I didn't think I was gonna like them as much as I did.
Yeah. It's strange. And those are the two movies that I hated the most when I saw them. Because I used to be that bitch, that fucking crybaby butthole bitch. The comic book but I don't really read comic books anymore. I still like them, but fucking movie's a movie. It's entertaining. So, hey, watch Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice if you want to. If you haven't, check that shit out.
Leave some comments, because I'm sure we screwed some stuff up, and you're probably like, oh my god, that's not how it went.
Actually, I'm a little Lex Luthor over here, and actually, what you guys got wrong was this.
I'm still waiting. I am still waiting for those mean, grouchy people, and nobody ever says a word to us.
Nobody watches, that's the problem.
Well, that's not true. Is it because you're scared that we're gonna be too witty?
Too mean to you? We're not gonna be mean to you. We're scared. Honestly, we're gonna cry once we read that comment. So fucking leave them for us, dude.
I'm trying to act tough. I put on this tough exterior, but inside I'm like a gooey.
You're like Superman, where you're tough.
Yeah.
But you're actually like,
Oh no.
kind of a
But then
thing.
as soon as like I kill 1,000 people or Lois Lane is in trouble, oh, now my hair starts looking all greasy and I look all sweaty.
Yeah.
He finally got the Superman curl right
Yeah,
at the end.
after he gets his ass beat, got the like Superman thing.
I was
instead
like,
of
oh hey,
slick
he's
in
got
his
the
hair.
Superman curl.
Nice.
Nice, finally.
All right, well, we should probably get out of these holes before they fill them up.
Yeah,
I hope they don't.
I've been knocking a lot of dirt down as it is.
Yeah, I mean that's probably why
And-
you're coughing. So
Well, yeah.
coughing? Oh no.
Let's go ahead
See
and
what I
climb
did
out of
there?
here. Yeah.
Yeah, we
Now
should
you're
get outta
freaking
here.
me
Hey.
out. I'm freaking out.
Hey folks, thanks for watching. Thanks for the season 6 finale. Thanks for watching season 6.
Yeah.
I hope you had a good time. We sure as shit didn't for part of it, but hey, at least we ended it with having a good time.
But you got entertained watching
Yeah.
us get all pissed off about crappy
Yeah.
movies we had to watch. And
So-
that's what it's about. Entertaining the audience, making sure you guys are you're getting what you deserve out of Project
Yeah.
Nerd.
So you're welcome. And thank you. You're welcome, like we're the big
So
important ones. You're welcome. Yeah. Thank you for watching. For Two Guys, One Film, I'm Dylan.
And I'm Dane.
And see you next season.
And that's a wrap. Bye.